Well, today we're going to be making a weapon, not a cat. She decided to sleep on my lap. So we're making a pulse rifle, and basically we've just got the gimbals. No, we've just got a new printer, a bigger 3D printer. And the first thing I obviously wanted to do was make a pulse rifle because I couldn't do it on my little printer. So I've been spending the last week printing out the parts. I was going to do them all in colour, but the only way I could print this part is so big meant that there are some lines on it. I don't know if you can pick them up. So I'm just filling them a little bit. I printed it in colour in the green because that way if it does, it's going to be a prop, so if it does get knocked or anything, it will show the green underneath, so it works a bit better. Everything else I'm just going to leave. Going to leave as is. There's so many parts to this. I'll put a link in the description for the site I downloaded it off. It's totally free print, which is really nice. And basically, it looks like it's a 3D print of a Thompson machine gun. With all the parts and any other the parts to modify. So it's got working parts on it, the shotgun, the Spaz shotgun. So I think it's going to be a fun build. So I'll go through and try and show as much as I can building it. I'm going to have to paint the green parts. I'm going to try and match the print colour as much as I can. That way all the smaller parts that stick to it. I've had to buy a load of bolts and stuff. I still got to find a spring for the trigger, I think. So it's going to be quite a long sort of project, but hopefully at the end of it we'll have a good looking pulse rifle that I'll then immediately drop and shatter, as I invariably do with 3D printed parts. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. Okay, so one of the first jobs is to connect some of the bits together. So we've got the shotgun housing is in two parts. So we need to stick that together, and I'm just going to use super glue for some of this stuff. I might try and strengthen it a bit with epoxy. I'm going to glue all the major bits together, and then we come back and see how they go together, and we'll have to do some weathering and stuff on them as well. Okay, so first job is I've screwed together the trigger mechanism, and that goes in there like that. There's a spring that goes here, and then that means that the block actually works. So, a second. Come on. It does say to use brass rod for this, but I haven't got any, so I'm using plastic rod. It will work. There we go. So that goes like that. There's a spring holding that up, so when you cock it, it has a big spring in here and it pushes it back to that, and then when you pull the trigger, it pulls that down, it goes forward. That's the theory. So I'm going to get all that together, screw it together, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so that went together pretty well. All screwed together, and it does work. So you can set the bolt and then fire it. So I'm just going to carry on putting it together. Oh, by the way, I painted the green bits and filled them a bit so they look less like a print. Okay, so the pulse rifle is finished. Really fun one to build. This took a long time because you have to bolt everything together, and I got blisters galore from too much screwing. No snickering. But yeah, it is big, as you can see. It's full size. It weighs a ton. It feels like a real rifle sort of weight. Very solid. So bits I've added on. So as you can see, every screw is a genuine screw or bolt. I had to buy a set, well, 2 sets off of eBay. I just did a little print of the of one of the ones from the film 95, which is why it's a little bit blurred. You could, I suppose, drill it out, put an actual part in there to do it, but I'm happy with that. I think that looks good. So there's a massive bolt through the handle, so that is solid, that's good. All the other parts are separate, so it all looks good. The stop comes out and in. The only drawback is because it's 3D printed, you do get that 3D print sound. I don't know what you could do to get rid of that. Lots and lots of sanding, which I wouldn't do, I don't mind it. You get this bolt, so let me see if I can do this. It's so big I can't really put it on my table, so apologies for it being sort of on my knees. So you can cock it, and there's a massive spring in there, just there, and there's all the trigger mechanisms, so you can cock it and fire it, much like a Thompson. The switch hands, the pump action works and opens the chamber to chamber around. Again, that noise, that's going to annoy anyone with headphones on. Ready? Like I say, the dry brushing worked a treat. Also, the magazine does come out. You can pull it right out. It's just a solid block. Again, if you wanted to, you could probably mess with it and change it up. No trigger in here. That's where the original shotgun trigger was. So it's just a spaz shotgun, which is sort of what's the word when you're saying it twice? You don't need to say it. It's like people say the www web and things like that, because it is spaz is special purpose assault shotgun. So otherwise you're saying spaz shotgun, special purpose assault shotgun. Just annoyed me. So yeah, the other side is pretty much the same. You obviously haven't got a cocking lever or a count. I think it looks the business. I'm really happy with it. I've always wanted one. I tried building one from wood years and years ago, and it just didn't work. Didn't look very good. I was going to get one of those card kits, you know. So this, like I say, it's on. It was free on Bamboo Studios Maker World. I think you can get it from the guy's website. You have to pay for the files. The good thing about the Bamboo Studios, like I say, it comes with Maker World, which has got thousands and thousands of free to the user STL downloads. So I get most of my stuff from, because they're already configured for the printer you want. I'll show you while I'm here. I'll show you my printer, because the reason I was able to do this is because we've upgraded to a new one, and obviously this is the H2D from Bamboo Labs, and it's a stonkingly good printer. It's got quite a big base, print base, so you can print. Look how messy, I should look after it. It's got a big print base, so I bought it basically to do helmets and stuff with. You can have up to 8 filaments on the go at once, so you can do multi-color. It's got 2 heads in it, so you can do 2 different types of filament. So you could use hard filament for the case of something, and then you could use the soft filament to do the inlays to make joints and things like that. So it's very clever. This is a drying unit, so you shouldn't have that snapping of the filament issue. Certainly not had it yet. I've done quite a bit of printing on this. It's pretty quiet. The only slight drawback with it is the poop chute is out the back there. Sorry, went the wrong way. Out the back. It comes out the back, so I had to print, which again, completely free on the site, print it so it comes down. It is a bit of a dust gatherer, but yeah, great printer. Got it in the Black Friday sale, so quite a nice upgrade. Does mean I've now got a little A1 Mini doing nothing, so we might set it up just to do smaller prints, but yeah, can't recommend this enough. Brilliant. Bamboo Labs, by far the best printers we've had. Really good. Like I say, the Maker Central, the Maker's World that you get with it. Oh, it's just, it makes it so easy. But yeah, and that's why I've got the pulse rifle, which I'm really happy about, as I said. So thanks for watching. If you want to see more props, I'm going to be doing more, probably reprint some of my older weapons, because obviously it's a much smoother print. I'll do that, and that's in the corner. There's my X-wing helmet that I got from Disney. I'll do it if you want to see a video on it. I'll do it because it's got sound and stuff on it. It's really good. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you can, and I'll see you again next time. Game over, man. Game over.